My name is Effects Master Pond, and of course, a lot of you have probably seen my YouTube channel. It's probably not that great, but here's going to be something very interesting for all you GarageBand lovers. Now, for all you GarageBand lovers who are familiar with GarageBand, be sure that this is indeed the perfect tutorial for you. Today, we're going to be learning how to increase the speed of a rifle shot. So, let's drag our clip in, and let's begin. First of all, knock your tempo back down to 120. Then, you're going to open up the waveform and expand it a bit more. Go to the looping section. Click on the end for where you actually want to apply the change. Hit Command T to trim. Delete that portion. Come over here. Do the same. Now, if we were to now repeat this, we're going to get something like this. That sounds okay. Now, this is where the fun happens. Expand on this part, down here in the trimming section, by clicking the scissor icon. Turn on Flexi Edit, and simply tap. Do not adjust any of these, otherwise it will not work very well. Once that is done, ramp up your tempo. I'll play it for you again. Make sure that your device is indeed able to play this. To make it go quicker, just ramp up your tempo. That sounds like a decent machine gun sound effect. So we're going to increase this, and I'm going to export this as a sound effect for one of my movies. So once this is indeed done, listen. We might leave it at that. Just trim him up a bit more, just to give him a bit more freedom. Now, we are going to share this not as an iTunes, and certainly not as that. We're going to click Export Disk, because you know why? There is a certain form that shows you a certain sound effect. AAC is the best recommended sound effect. Now, things that I can do now is go into my sound effects tab. And rename this. So I'm going to call this. Actually, I think I might put it in a new folder. So as you can see, I'm in Documents. But I want to save this to a different form. So I'm going to save this to Final Cut Pro Sound Effects. Open this up and go into Weapons. Well, that's Weapon Sound Effects. Go into Weapons. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to indeed create a folder in this. We are then going to call this Machine Gun Audio Sound Effects, sorry. Okay, so once that's been saved in there, what we're going to do is we're going to save as Machine Gun, and say we might just call this a turret. So, let me just fix up my spelling mistake a bit there. and hit export. This will immediately export our clip as like a disk setting. Once that's done, drop into Final Cut Pro and look for the exact sound that you have put into your Final Cut Pro effects. Now, this may take a while to find, so don't worry, it's okay. It can indeed be very embarrassing to try and find a lot of this stuff. If that doesn't work, be sure that when you save it somewhere, if that does not work, basically try something else. Say Final Cut Pro Sound, and then search for your weapon. If it isn't there, you may need to export it again, but this time, I recommend possibly exporting it not inside the folder, but inside the actual effects thing itself. I'm going to call this Machine Gun Sound Effects. This is definitely going to give us much more freedom. So, now, if we rename this as Assault Rifle 01, this is going to help make sure that we can verify. Once this has been saved, jump into Final Cut Pro and find out if it's there. If not, hit the Final Cut Pro button and search it up in the search box. It may not be there at first. So what you may have to do is you may have to quit Final Cut Pro in order to indeed find your effect. As you can see, I've already made some samples. Gun sound, for instance. As you can see, it's technically not there. So what we're going to do is, we're going to quit Final Cut Pro and we're going to reopen it. Once Final Cut Pro has been quit, reopen Final Cut Pro, and your work should be ready and be saved. Of course, you've already saved your document, so what's the point of keeping it? Unless you're one of those picky guys who loves keeping every single piece of file with them. As you can see, it says start on GarageBand. Now, so far we don't have any sounds yet, because they haven't loaded, and now my GarageBand is kind of playing up on them. So, once this has been done, as you can see, the sound effect has been added. And there you go. That is how you add sound, your own custom-built sounds, into Final Cut Pro using GarageBand. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe to my channel. It'll be very grateful and very helpful. I appreciate your work. Peace out.